Welcome back to the Lifespring Age, episode 22, Under the Eyes of the Moon. After the encounter with the White Tigress, Elder Noxious, and days of stress, the group take an afternoon off in the company of their friends, the Silver Hook. Learning more about each other and themselves, secrets are revealed in the moonlight. Follow us on the socials to see our artworks and memes at Lich Slaps.
Last we left off, you guys had fought the what do we call it? The White Tigress, the annoying monk homebrew build that I made specifically to annoy you guys, and I think it worked. I'm taking it as a win. She kicked ass, she chewed bubble gum, and she got killed. But you know,
then she was all out of bubblegum.
And us.
Yeah, she was all out of bubblegum, but yeah, she had plenty of ass left. Juicy fruit.
Well,
you didn't roll her over. You just looked at the front. You rolled her
Well,
over.
she can't have had that much
wonderful.
ass, because if she did, we'd have seen it from the front.
You rolled her over. That's David Morrell's ass. But
that's America's ass.
Yeah, it's America's ass. So you did that. You returned to the Silver Hook, which is. I'm glad that you guys are staying here because the wolf's room is so small that it makes my skin itch to
Goodbye.
think of five. It's nice, but it's not the one. You chilled out for a bit. Some things happened. Laffy had a moment. She went and gathered herself outside. Timothy kind of basically gave her a physical in the middle of a room, which is not Timothy. Cal
not
gave
Timothy.
her-
Oh, not Timothy.
If Timothy did, he'd literally be
Timothy.
killed.
yeah. In the middle of the room, which was kind of awkward. And then we said that we would end there. You guys would remain in the area for the remainder of the day, long rest, and wake up level 6, which is fine and true. And nothing has changed there, except with one small addendum. Before you guys go to sleep, at one point, as things,
Wolf is dead.
Pardon?
No.
What?
I just one little thing changed. One of you is dead, and I
It
just
isn't a huge thing. It's just midweek. I had an epiphany and reached out to Wolf, and we did a little continuation of a one-on-one session as Wolf returned to the Midnight Hunt to say farewell to her friend Lily, who was the one that she got told had got beefed a couple of sessions ago. And we did that. That's fine. So whilst Wolf is out, because I thought rather than have loads of things happen in the morning, Cal had started examining Laffy and got really excited and run away, holding an illusion, a minor image of her, almost like a photograph or like a 3D Iron Man style representation of her face, as he ran off to start. Well, you don't know what he ran off to do, but he comes back shortly after Wolf has dipped out to go to speak to the Midnight Hunt, and is flushed with excitement. He looks really, really, I wouldn't say happy, but there's some people out there who get... Pardon?
Giddy?
Giddy, yeah, giddy's a good word, yeah. Some people get really excited about a crossword puzzle they can't solve.
Yeah.
The kind of person? I don't know if that's universal.
Yeah.
My dad gets really excited when he has to really, really tax himself when he looks at a crossword puzzle. He comes back out and everyone's chilling out. It's mid to late afternoon at this point. He comes back out and he's got this big book in his arms. He's still got the illusion of Laffy in his hands, and he goes over, he bustles over, and he pulls down this like a curtain that is completely matte black. And he pulls out this piece of chalk from his pocket and he starts drawing, tracing out Laffy's face, a huge version of Laffy's face on this board, always referring to his books and nodding and seeming really, really happy with himself.
What are you doing? Can I ask?
Oh, well, it's very exciting, you see. As I thought, it's very unusual, your visage. Bear with me a moment, let me just finish, and I can do a brief demonstration for the room.
Oh, okay.
And,
I grab a stool and just plant it in front and just sit and watch.
yeah. The rest of the group, minus Azalea, who's gone to nurse her migraine in one of the other rooms.
Is it and me as well? Am I gone still?
Oh, no, you're still out. You're still out of the
Okay.
hunt. You don't have to move stuff from the map. This is just for it's just for something so we can all look at the screen together. But you're still out with the hunt at the moment. You would be either just arriving or talking to Swan. But Cal is there drawing, and he's got like not a great representation of Laffy. It's like he's no artist. He's basically he's got the vague shape. And then there's like 2 little dots for eyes, a little like triangle, like a little tick for a nose, and this big toothy grin. But he seems to be spending a lot of time on like the like contours of the face, and especially of like the freckles. So he's drawing this picture of you, not really paying much attention to the eyes and the mouth and the nose, but there's like everything else he's spending a lot of time with, and he keeps referring to his book. And Timothy's in there sitting down looking a bit confused. Riptide's in there looking a bit confused, and after say 4 or 5 minutes he finishes. I just got oh no, that's you. Sorry. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, there we go. So I just had a load of messages and none of them were really interesting. So he finishes there, and he's looking around, and he looks around really smug at this piece of art he's done, and he gestures to it. He goes, "I think we can all agree this is a fairly accurate representation of our good friend Laffy here." Yes. Well,
yeah. She's like tilting her head, looking at it, trying to figure out
I see
what
where
he's
I've
done with
missed.
her eyes.
And he draws 2 really, really pointy elf ears on either side. He goes, "See, here we are."
Yeah, okay. That's,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what I noticed during my brief examination, examination is not the right word, investigation of the visage. Laffy, I hope you don't mind, you have a very symmetrical face. Almost perfectly symmetrical, in fact. The only thing on your visage, which is not perfectly
Why does he keep saying it like that?
Because I say it like that. Visage. The only thing that isn't symmetrical is the freckles. Now, that in itself is not unusual. Freckles are random pigment discoloration in the skin. It's very. What I noticed that stood out, especially of your freckles, is they are almost exactly the reverse of an interstellar constellation that can be seen throughout the year. Yes. So I went to check my books, which I thought, certain freckles are bigger than others, and it was almost recognizable. Can anybody here identify these freckles? And the constellation. And he points it to her face.
She just looks clueless. Wait, do you want me to do a check to see if I'd recognize it?
Yeah. You can all roll checks if you
What
want.
would it be?
Does Rossi put his hand up? Answer the question.
Nature?
Nature if you want. Yeah. Investigation,
Survival.
history, survival. I'll give you survival. Yeah.
Wow.
Let me just
good
look at
rolls.
the character.
I go with
3
the
good
nat
rolls.
20.
Wow.
Nat 20. So with a nat 20, you get it. Okay.
So we all recognize it immediately.
Look, in my way, he's drawn it. Like, he's not done a great representation of your face, but like the detail that he's focusing in on clearly has worked.
Yeah.
Bring up your boy's character sheet. So, oh come on, I'll just tell him. Just assume he knows it. So they're all knowing. Yes, that's correct, everyone. It is the famous constellation of the Sisters. In divination, they are presumed to be. The Sisters are the constellation that represents refuge and plenty and safety, abundance, all those good things. The Sisters are they're represented there. It's all very interesting. Yes. But one of the things I thought most interesting here, these stars bloom, wane, and wax and wane in very unusual ways. It is a commonly accepted piece of folklore that these stars dim before a threat and then bloom back into sparkling splendence once that threat is passed. Each of the 10 stars identified here has waxed and waned throughout the last 100 years. Though, as I say, the folklore would suggest it is due to stress on the world, but scientifically we cannot understand what causes this. At that point, Timothy kind of goes, well, that's a particularly unromantic interpretation of the Sisters. We elves, especially those of us beloved of the moon, understand that the stars dim because the hearts of the stars themselves are here amongst us, walking around to protect us from the danger that beyond our understanding. Once that danger is gone, the sister souls can return to their celestial abode. They have always protected us, even if we're never worthy of their help. All of the stories of the sisters I have ever heard were full of adventure and heartache, because those they surrounded themselves were never worthy of them. Tales of powerful adventurers. Yes, throughout time, they're always there. And he looks around you. Surely you know the stories. You heard the story?
I've heard of Miranda.
Yes, Miranda. Oh, Miranda was very beloved of Bellastina, one of her closest protectors. Her last time, I believe, Miranda was here, and he sits down and thinks, yes, Miranda, she gave herself to push back the corruption that was growing in the heart of the forest. Her soul sealed in a weapon so it could be used to fight out against more corruption if it ever came. She sacrificed herself willingly because the group she surrounded herself were not strong enough to fight off by themselves.
See,
And
funny. Sorry, Kuda, go on.
Can I, while he is talking about that, can I like put my hand on the sword and feel, basically?
Yeah.
So
one thing I was going to mention last time, but because there's so many things going on in combat, it's very easy for me to forget because I'm a very smooth brain man. Is that the sword you have, as I mentioned before in the fight with the big plant, the sword pulses. It's got like a pulse beat to it, and you can when you lay your hand on it, you can feel it like it's like a resting pulse. And then when you went to fight in the big plant, it got faster. It's not like it was struggling to get away, but it was awake. It was either excited or frightened. You couldn't tell at the time. And after that fight, that pulse went right down. Like it went back to like a rest, almost like a sleep. As you put your hand back on the sword, it's like alive again. It's woof, woof, like a really powerful pulse. You would have noticed it awakening kind of not long after the fight with the kind of in the last afternoon. Really, it would have picked up again.
Can I walk back and forth to see if it changes with the distance to the guy?
To Timothy, who's talking at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have anything to do with that. The pulse is I'll make an investigation check.
Come on, Nat 20, please, again.
I will also let you, actually, before you roll, before I see it, because I haven't seen it, I will also allow religion, if that's better for you.
That would have been massively better.
Yeah? Roll religion then?
Okay, guys, a lot better.
17. So it doesn't seem to...
James, you've gone really glitchy.
Yes.
I had two of those words. Say something.
Am I back?
No.
So we can kind of hear you sometimes.
Oh, my voice.
Oh, say something.
No, I've got no region select. Let me change.
I think he's changing his Wi-Fi.
I'm back.
That's better.
Back.
Yeah, there we go.
No.
Sorry, I was on the wrong Wi-Fi. Right, so where was I? Oh, yes. As you walk back and forth, the hot elf idiot, who most of you want to punch in the face, there is no reaction from the sword. Him just being there is just him being there. However, I will tell you this. The pulse does change as you walk around the room and seems to grow more excited as you approach Laffy.
Hello.
I'm not gonna mention it now. Not with fuckboy in the vicinity.
Okay. Because I had another name for this guy. Like, he had a full other name.
What was his
I was
name?
like, it was like Callisto.
Oh yeah, it was like Moon
Callisto
Name.
something
Yeah.
or other. Yeah,
Yeah.
Callisto something
No, it's
or other.
Timothy Fuckboy now.
No, it's
sorry.
Timothy Fuck. It's literally his character sheet says Timothy Fuckboy. So I
Does it
changed
actually?
it. Yeah.
No, so
With an eye as well.
Jesus Christ.
when he says about Miranda, I'm just gonna say to him, well, actually, that's kind of what set this whole thing off, because Kudo went to the temple and there was this big glass picture. Do you remember I came and spoke to you about it? I was asking you about, I think you said your grandmother was called Lafette?
Oh no, my auntie. Yes, my
Your auntie, yeah, sorry.
Lafette, yes.
Well, the woman in the picture looked like me, and I was trying to figure out why. And now
Oh.
Cal says that this is... I'm just very confused.
Well, I don't know about the artwork, because you see, this is meant to be a picture of you, and he gestures to what could well be a goblin that Cal's drawn. Like, it could be anything with pointy ears. But obviously, the name Lafette carries great weight. She was one of the sisters, if legends are true, was around 250, 300 years ago, walking around, saving us from goodness knows what with a small adventuring party. You know, she had her friends then. Yes, writing. She had control of the skies themselves, writing messages across the skies with a star-sent staff. Legend has it it's buried in the east somewhere, but no.
Oh. Can
you repeat that last bit, please?
Star-sent staff buried in the east.
Will you allow me to roll a history to see if I can remember anything about what you just said?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you should have written it down.
Sorry. Okay, never mind.
So with the 12, obviously, you know, there's a lot that's changed over the last 250 years in terms of geography, in terms of political climate, in terms of the actual landscape itself.
Mhm.
He's not mentioned any names of places, but you know, Haven Orel wasn't here 100 years ago. All that was here 100 years ago was a small village and a river. So you know, with buried in the east is not a lot to go on.
Okay.
He looks, but yes, I can understand that you think you might look like the people there, but I was often said that I was exceptionally handsome, and my father said that I bore a very, very close resemblance to some of the ancient heroes from history as well.
She's just gonna give the most white person smile and slight nod, sure.
James, can I make a homebrew spell called Power Word Silence?
How would that work, actually?
Yeah.
If you have less than 100 hit points, you'll silence permanently.
But yeah, so he
Can only be stopped by a wish.
The the conversation goes on and goes, well, say the little sisters, they travelled far and wide. There were a number of them. So for those who don't remember, he kind of looks at Lou, and he kind of glances at Kudo, and he looks specifically at Jericho, who's just kind of there looking confused. There were 10 of them, 10 of these star-sent saviors, shall we call them? Lafette, Dione, Miranda, Rhea, Phoebe, Estradia, Athene, Cressida, Rosalind, Cordelia. Yes.
Hey James, can you send me this list, please?
Hey James, do I remember? Do I recognize any of those names?
Definitely recognize one of them, Lafette.
Oh, no way.
James, can you send me that list?
That's my name.
You're so
I will send
fucking
you this-
helpful.
Hang on, one second. I will just need to send it via Notepad because I can't retype it. I will send. Ask me later because I don't want to do it now because I have to amend some
Might
shit.
have it.
So I've got notes next to them. I'll tell you what, I can do this. So with the 22, Laffy, You remember all of these names. You remember every single one of them. Do you remember? You remember them before he finishes the list, and you can like half put faces towards them. Like, you know, with a 22, you think, you know, all of these words mean something to you. Like, you have thoughts and feelings on each individual one. Like, you know that, you know, Miranda was very like headstrong, but she had this great sense of humor. Rhea was much more stoic, but was just such a, you know, like a warm, even though she was very quiet and kept to herself, she was very warm and loving, and she hated seeing anyone suffer. Cordelia was this fantastic singer. You know, you would like remember these thoughts and feel like all of a sudden come to you as a flash, these thoughts and feelings of each one of these names. Every single one of them had, I say, has this attachment to you. Let's just see if we can give you anything else. So yeah, like especially with Rosalind, well, this with the 22, this you have this memory of this story, or this it plays out in your head, not like a story you've heard, but like almost like a TV show you watched, which is weird because there's no TV.
Yeah.
You have this idea that this Rosalind was this guardian, and she would keep the forces of darkness at bay with a radiant silver bow and arrow. Her presence, kind of perceived in the sky and in the ground, brought comfort to everyone. And like she had this like that those who stood against her, this fear, like the fear of the dark, she would like kind of inspire them. Those who would sow chaos feared her like children fear the dark. And there was this great battle against a malevolent shadow that threatened to engulf the land in this eternal darkness. But she and this group fought against it, and at the last moment her power was channeled by the party she was around to create this blinding star-like flash of light that shot up, that emboldened the moon that had been covered in this great shadow, and the moon beamed down, and all these forces of darkness and chaos were lit up in the moonlight's glow, and they were all just obliterated within its radiance. And a lot of people still think that when they see the moon glowing down, I was like a beacon of hope in dark times. I'm trying to look through some other ones. So Cordelia as well, you remember this tale, or this image, you have this image in her head that she had this sacred flame that represented like light force within the land, and this flame glowed within her, and it empowered those around her, gave them like strength, character, resolve, and things like that. When there was this huge calamity, this like literally the continent itself like tearing in two and being pushed back together generations and generations ago, she transformed herself. She sacrificed herself, so it turned into this effervescent like star-like phoenix to save it and bind the earth back together, the very earth itself back together in this new form. And her sacrifice, her kind of emanation of this phoenix, re-energized magic into the land, and that a lot of people put her down for the symbol of the phoenix being for rebirth and resilience.
Damn, she remembers a lot.
Damn,
that's
son.
That's like one of those moments, like, you know, when someone just gets hit with a wave of information and they're like, wait a minute.
It's not like you remembered it, it's like you've always known it, but you just forgotten that you knew it. It's like when you remember your PIN number, you're like, oh shit, yeah.
It's more like remembering how to do a math problem.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know that gif of that woman that's like looking around and she's got all the math equations like in front of her? I feel like Laffy's just looking around the room like, why do
it's
I
more
know them?
like a TV show that you've not seen in ages that's got a musical episode and you've not seen since you were a child, and the music plays and you're like, I will find my way, I can go the distance. Straight away, there's like no pause. You just like, as soon as those names are mentioned, and you may have heard them before, but just it's kind of like skirted, like you know, the information just kind of like bounced off your head. But now you remember, and I will send you these stories.
Okay,
There's one for all of them. There's one for Lafette, there's one for Miranda, there's Rosalind, Cordelia. There's one for everyone. So it just comes rushing back in a wave, like, oh,
Yeah. I think I maybe need to go for a lie down.
Well, if you would, like I say, one of the other things I noticed, and this is Cal talking as he kind of like cuts across the romanticism of Timothy, is one thing I did notice about your eyes, Laffy. I wasn't able to place the colour. Very unusual eye colouring. Not something I checked my notes. Nothing that's been mentioned in any of the peerage of the elves. So they're very pretty, I suppose. But
Thank you.
I'm sure you didn't pick them, but yes, I hadn't seen that color before. They're almost unearthly.
And I get close to him and whisper, and kind of whisper to him, she has a boyfriend, a girlfriend.
He leans down and goes, so do I.
Right.
Yes. I'm just mentioning it because it was unusual. Your hair, I'm afraid to say, whilst very lustrous, is very mundane. Your eyes are equidistant apart, and you seem to be otherwise in good health. Yes.
Lefty, have you locked your door this night? At some point, he has measured your face with a ruler.
Well, he was like examining us very close up, yeah.
Yeah, so is it normal for people to have freckles like this?
It's normal for people to have freckles. It's very unusual for them to be the exact layout of the stars themselves, almost like a map of the stars, like a constellation. As you see here, so that if I may, and he kind of like grabs your face and turns it around to the group, and he like points at your face. He doesn't like poke you hard, but there's definitely like he pokes you in the nose kind of thing.
Okay.
If you see here, this would be the constellation of the sisters. This one here would be Cressida's star. This one here, Dione. This one here, and he's like pointing
I just
around.
imagine him like jerking my head around, and I'm like,
Yeah, and then he looks down and goes, yes, and this one here would be right in the center would be Lafette, but as you see, there is no. This is what threw me. There is no star for Lafette there.
She's gonna like touch her nose where he's pointed and be like, okay, so what does that mean?
Nothing. I don't think it's. I don't know. I've never seen this before. But if I'm being honest, I have never spent a great amount of time examining freckles. On his back, Jericho has a birthmark in the shape of a Jericho just goes. Of course, yes.
If only I had detect thoughts.
Yeah, the birthmarks and freckles and things is I don't know, but some people put great thought in them, a lot of importance. But divination magic, I always feel, is very unreliable.
So it could just be nothing.
Possibly. I don't know. I haven't examined the rest of you for any markings.
In my clan, the saying is that birthmarks are a sign where you have died the last time or before. If that helps you.
But yeah, I mean the legends say. Correct me if I'm wrong, Timothy. The legends say that the sisters come save us. And return to the stars when their mission is complete, or when they have to move on, when they can no longer remain on the floor.
I think I'm one of them, right? That's absurd.
I mean, from the information, the sisters are incredibly powerful. They come to the world in times of great need. At the moment, the biggest threat we have at the moment is the infighting amongst the criminal sects within the city. And from my knowledge, Timothy, you'd have to correct me if I'm wrong here. The sisters will not involve themselves in such mundane things. And Timothy goes, well,
yeah. So it's probably not that then. She looks very concerned.
Have you? Oh, I don't know. Do you feel you're here for a reason?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it.
I say that the threats at the moment seem very mundane. I don't know about you. Maybe you've encountered. I know you had your fight with the chloride path, but from memory, the last time any of the sisters were here were during the Lich War, and they really swung the tide. I mean, they may have been since, but that's the last time the legends say.
the only thing that I kind of don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of do what people tell me to do. And you've seen Chiken, the butterfly? You remember I showed you before? Yes. Well, when I got here or woke up or whatever it was, Chiken kind of told me where to go and seemed very concerned about the... And she like puts her fingers up and does like the air quotes, consumer?
Consumer? I'd have to refer to my notes. Consumer. He picks up his books and starts skimming through, muttering under his breath, consumer. Great consumer. A person who purchases goods and services for personal use, or a person or thing that eats or uses something.
Do you guys remember anything specific? And she like turns to Kudo and Lou about the consumer. You remember?
Consumer, the only thing that might come to mind is a friend of mine. This weird board with the consumer is coming.
But isn't that what the
That's actually also what the plant
said? Yeah.
Yeah, something about that.
Huh. Okay.
It's sure it's not connected. I mean, what are the chances?
Well, why would it have the same name? That's... You said she's a divination wizard? Does that mean she can, like, see the future and stuff?
Lou, do you want to go for a bet? I want to bet it is connected.
Wait. So you said she had...
No, I cannot risk the small possibility, though it might be that I will lose money.
But
Wait,
you also have the possibility to win money.
When was this?
Not worth it. Sorry?
When was this?
I want to say about 2 days ago.
You saw something about the consumer 2 days ago and didn't tell us? Okay, that's concerning. What else did it say?
Was important.
I'm now stressing. Did this divination wizard say anything else?
No, not really.
Huh.
I mean...
Funny that. Okay, cool, sure.
So you would know that there was like on that board it was just crammed with notes. Obviously there was a lot on there and a lot of it made no sense. But yeah, I mean, you might not be able to fully remember all of it, but you could probably recall some of the notes if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll do a history check, right?
Mm-hmm.
More like an image of a chalkboard.
Here we go.
Just pop some mud.
Not my best.
So a 13 is not like terrible, it's better than average, and you only saw it was like 2 days ago. So you like let's see, let's bring up my image of this.
Don't we all have it though?
You all have it, but you know, in character you don't.
I have it multiple times on my notes section.
Let's see.
You print it out and glued it onto your wall.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna send you an image in a minute, James, of just my wall. It's just gonna be that.
I've got because I was so tired when I wrote this, I couldn't spell Olivia right, so it's called Lovia. So you open up you open up your memory inbox, and you start looking at this picture, and you remember obviously that in the middle was written "The consumer comes," and a couple of things pop up that you remember specifically. Let's see. There was some just nonsense, like seemingly nonsense words. Some like what stuff that was written in quotes, like "We are all his children now." Oh, sorry. I'll just say you remember the whole thing. It wasn't that long ago.
I can send it. I have it.
Yeah.
I'll put it in. I love it.
I just don't want to read it. It's cringe.
No, I'll just put it in general.
Yeah. One of the things that sticks out that was written just under the consumer comes was the phrase "Where is the lost star?" Nudor not Pelor. The summer court fled. Stuff like that. Just weird, seemingly weird, random notes.
Yeah, I'll basically just explain what I can, like what I can see.
So yeah, Cal hands you a piece of chalk, and flicks his fingers, and the crap picture of Laffy with the excellent representation of the freckles vanishes and allows you to replicate on the board there an approximation of what you saw in Olivia's on Olivia's board. And yeah, I think it's now in general. I think you just sent it in general, so it's there. I will also post this to the Twitter. To Twitter. You can see it at home. Yeah.
Just in like 4 weeks when you remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll totally remember. I totally won't be listening to this on the Friday morning and be like, oh shit!
Oh no, what is
Did I leave the stove on?
I might put this as the episode art.
James, if I was you, I would just post it now and then just leave everybody confused.
Oh, actually, because he would have
It
seen
hasn't
it
happened in the episode. Has that
in the episode.
come out
Yeah,
yet?
it's a really good idea. Well done.
Has it come out
Hero
yet?
point back for that. Hero point back for that.
Wow.
I already have all of those.
Oh, never mind. Maybe you should use them a bit more. You don't get another one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It was before we did all the criminal shit, so yeah, it would have been. It would have been open. Yeah.
So did Lou like recreate this on the
I
board?
would say like an approximation of it. Yeah, this is what Lou is able to like represent. Yeah, this is what Lou is able to put together.
Laffy's gonna point to the one that says, "How did the druid miss the cabbages?" and go, "What? What does that mean?
My cabbages!
My cabbages? Huh? I'm surely the druid, right? None of you guys are druids. What does it mean? What did I miss? Okay. What did I?
The cabbages.
By the way, that's been me for the past like 2 weeks about the cabbages thing.
My cabbages!
What does it mean by the cabbages, Lou? What do the cabbages mean? Can we go see this, Olivia?
Oh. Are you asking me? I'm not a divination wizard.
Why didn't you tell us? You've known this for 2 days and you didn't say anything?
I didn't think it was important.
Of course it's important!
Laffy, you forget. We didn't offer him money. Oh, fuck's sake.
You miss. Yeah, prepare for the CWs to begin attacking you.
Cal comes over to it, looks at it, and just like shrugs. He's like, "Well, this is all Greek to me. This is no, not Greek.
Cal.
This is all
No.
Kaladesh for me. Primordial. I can't
Cal,
speak
Cal,
it.
please.
Hmm?
Just why would it be there if it didn't mean something?
Well,
Just-
what I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me. Is I can't give you any further context. Though, bear with me.
Where is Wolf?
Wolf, she went out. The one thing on here I do notice: where is the lost star? There have been rumours over the last couple of months, years, the last several months, that one of the constellations has changed. One of the heads of the constellations has changed. It's the constellation of the rabbit. The star was part of the head of it. Which is
when did it change?
Well, this is one that is it's not one of the sisters. You understand? It's the constellation of the rabbit is one of the less well known constellations. It's I don't know much about it, to be honest, but part of it disappeared about several months ago. The eye disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Could I make a check to see if that would approximately fit together with the arrival of the plant and all the shenanigans in the
Sure.
Bale? Investigation
on nature.
Nice.
It would predate it a little bit. It would come. It wouldn't be like. It's hard as well. Like, it's a start. It's so far away. But like with a 16, it almost matches up. It seems like it, from what you remember from the conversation. Fucking hell, inverted commas with the plant. It would predate that slightly, but not a lot. But like maybe a little bit.
Time is
like
it
in
now?
a few weeks, a few days, a few hours.
Few months, like few weeks. Now it's mid-afternoon. Like
Okay.
let's say about 4 o'clock. Wolf's been gone about an hour.
It's like gone that long.
But it's like, 10-15 minutes to walk there. We had an hour-long session.
Yeah.
So what you doing?
So, Tim, you know the stars, right?
Not personally, but I've been told I have them in my eyes.
Oh, shut the
Tim,
fuck up.
Tim!
Sorry.
Listen, Wolf's not even here right now, and I know she would have hated that. Listen, you know you know the stars, right? Like, you know the constellations and things like that. Yeah.
Yes, I know Cal doesn't believe, but I'm a firm believer in the stars.
Okay, so come night, you can. Okay, I don't know if I should answer this. Lou, you come with us, because I don't really 100% trust Tim. Tim, will you come outside with me and show me the constellations, specifically the sisters?
Of course, yes, I believe they will be able to see them tonight if it's not cloudy. Of course.
Yes, Tim and Lou, the most trustworthy people.
A moonlit stroll with two beautiful ladies. Lucky me.
Kudo, come with us, please. I don't know when Wolf's gonna be back, and I don't want to go by myself. Rusty, you want to come talk?
Yes. I would come.
Okay, cool. I'm not stressed. I'm completely fine. This is all normal information to find out, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks for keeping it to yourself for 2 days, Lou.
Don't you mean 2?
It's so long. It's been so long in real time. In terms of what happens next, because I do want to bring Wolf back into the fray, because otherwise Taran will be sat there for the next 20 minutes as we discuss. Is there anything else you would like to do or know before we skip time forward?
Cry. No.
Sad attempts at maybe trying to build up the courage to try to admit a wrong.
So, if we don't time skip instantly, when we go for the walk towards Wolf, I'm gonna tell Laffy that my sword is basically a Laffy radar, and I don't know. And did I tell the group that my sword is filled with?
I think we know that.
I actually, I'm thinking about this. I know we made jokes about it, but I don't think you told the group that it was like pulsing. Because we made loads of jokes about like
we did
it.
We did.
Yeah.
But did I in the church? Did I tell the group that my soul, that my sword is filled with Miranda?
I feel like we all must know at this point.
I don't think you did, because I think it would have come up again.
Yeah.
I'd have to re-listen to it, but my notes do not tell me you told them that.
Well,
You take
if
notes,
I
James.
didn't,
No. I take so many notes.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
gonna
my
tell.
notes.
If I didn't tell Laffy, I would tell her then and say that radar thing, and I would try to give her the sword and have her test if she feels it as well.
So
the pulse.
I'll tell you what, Laffy will, after the conversation with Cal, I'll say, Laffy, like, is this a garden area?
I mean, yeah, sorry. It's like a
swimming
pond.
pool.
Swimming pool, yeah, pond.
I was imagining like a greenhouse, but sure.
No, it's like I don't know why it's there, but it's like is it? Just,
like
it's just like a nice. It's like a nice little. You know how you get courtyards in hospitals that like in really weird places. It's like that almost, but like not a hospital one.
She's just gonna go and sit next to the water bit, just like hyperventilate.
We will roll forward time a little bit then.
Can I grab one thing while I was out, by the way? Can I afford a few healing potions?
I was actually going to say this to everyone. Yes, healing potions are 50 gold per healing potion. You can buy them.
How much are the greater ones?
Oh.
150?
1 second.
See?
I'm just checking.
Just looking.
A great healer. Oh, apparently only 100.
100. Okay.
Yeah.
So could I buy?
Yes. If you have to go for it, yes, I don't care.
Okay. Great. That makes my job easier. I was not expecting that to be so easy.
I mean, this is like so. A couple of things. One, this is where you would know where to find them. It's like mid-afternoon on a Friday. All the shops are open. 2, I can't be asked RPing you go.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Healing potion.
So just for everyone's information.
All your pennies.
For everyone's information, I buy 4 regulars and 2 greaters. Just simple.
Okay. So that's 400 gold.
Yes.
Damn, you're rich.
I've spent no money this entire campaign.
Yeah, all he's bought is crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
And they're like a silver.
Stupid.
But yeah, okay. So you've got those healing potions, juicy healing potions. The Laffy's sitting there in this nice little bit. It's no longer teaming it down. It's not a pleasant day, but it's no longer teaming it down. It's mid to late afternoon. Before Wolf gets back, is there anything anyone would like to do?
Kudo.
Yeah, talk with Laffy. If I did misunderstand it, then that we went after Wolf.
Well, no,
No.
You don't know where she's gone. Wolf's just like. Kind of
Then
out.
if she's in the courtyard, I'm just gonna talk to her then.
Okay,
I just didn't want to talk about it in front of Timothy.
No one wants to talk about
Wise.
anything in front of Timothy. No one wants to be around Timothy.
Why do I feel bad for him? This is
Stop feeling bad for that man. We need a reverse restraining order.
I don't trust that token. Look at that token. I don't trust it. No chance.
You need to change it to that one that I did of actual Timothy Chalamet.
But yeah, he's gonna go off and like not talk to Riptide because she hates him. Actually, she doesn't. Riptide doesn't hate him. She just like just is completely indifferent to him. And like every time he tries something, she's like, "Do you want a fucking punch in the face?" And that immediately stops him, and he becomes bearable for like 25 minutes.
It's a time.
He doesn't talk. So he's just
going to 100 worth of minutes that he stops.
Yeah,
he shuts the fuck up.
He's going to just be talking to Cal, like arguing. The pair of them are going to be like good-naturedly arguing about the benefits of like divination, legend, and like scientifically provable empirical fact. So he is very much one of the, you know, the moon tells us this, and Cal's like, shut the fuck up. All the moon does is control the tides, kind of thing. And they're like arguing back and forth in this very friendly way that indicates to anyone listening that they've had this conversation dozens of times.
Probably.
Having them dozens more.
So these two are clearly quite good friends. Like Jericho is like, since Wolf isn't here, Jericho like comes out and blesses you all with his presence.
Fuck's
Oh
sake.
my god.
But yeah, so Laffy and Kudo, this courtyard that you're in at the moment. So there is this kind of raised pond with this wide berth, like wall around it. That's what it's called, wall, where you can quite easily sit on it. It's not particularly comfortable, but it's somewhere to sit. The area itself is very damp because it's been raining, but the way you're sat now is covered. You look up into the sky and it's growing dim and dark. You can't see the sun. The clouds slowly kind of blowing away, revealing like specks of this of like this almost twilight coming sky. So it's darkening, not rapidly, but a little bit, and you're seeing the very first pinpricks of stars appearing in the sky in a city where there is no artificial light apart from fires, so there isn't a great deal of light pollution. And you know, it's not super dark, so people don't have their torches lit yet. So there's this moment of serenity in this grassy kind of damp area. In the pond itself, there are a number of flowers, lily pads. There's a couple of fantasy koi carp just floating about. It's very serene in there, and kind of like that bit in Avatar, you know, where the two koi carp like come together under the shape of the moon.
So one of them fucking dies.
No, only if you kill it. Whether or not that ends the campaign, we'll never know.
Oh god.
No.
Will Laffy transform into the moon?
Your
More.
girlfriend turns into the moon.
That's rough, buddy.
That and more. Learn in the next episode.
In the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. So yeah, Kudo, you stroll outside and you see Laffy. How is she looking? What's her what can we see from the outside from Laffy?
She looks like, what's the word I'm looking for? Relatively calm considering, but like there is definitely like a layer of just like crippling fear because she's still got no idea like what she's supposed to be doing, or like basically she's just been given more information that has completely confused her. And I think she just really really wants a hug from Rusty or Wolf right now, and she just looks like she's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Just perpetual stress. It's probably the best word.
I mean, Rusty is about. If you wanted Rusty with you, he would be with you. Like if you'd walked off kind of by yourself, he would have given you some space.
Yeah,
but if you want him around, he's more than happy to be there.
I will probably go find him after the conversation with Kudo.
Okay. He's just there, like, you know how like
playing on his tablet.
No, you know how like when you're upset, like a dog or a pet sits on you and like kind of not demands your attention, but like you find yourself like stroking them, and like whilst you're giving them affection, it's actually just what you needed. Is just to feel a little body, like just like a little heartbeat. He's just perfectly content to be around you. Yeah, and he's just there with like his head kind of on your lap, kind of thing, as he's like, I don't know, like playing with the fish, like trying to gently trying to catch the fish, not like grabbing at him, but just like putting his hand in trying to stroke the fish. And he's not talking; he's just looking in. His completely smooth brain is elsewhere. As Kudo comes out.
Hi, Laffy.
Hey, Kudo. You okay?
So, yes, I think the bigger problem is if you are okay.
Yeah, you know, just.
Well, I'm not gonna help that. I think.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know if I told you, but you remember Timothy said told about Miranda, how she became a weapon and whatnot. Yeah, that Miranda is like my sword.
Your sword?
Yeah, the one at my hip. That one.
So okay, huh? Wait. So the one, oh my god. So the lady in the church on the picture that you said looked like me, she's in your sword?
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
And also,
why are you telling me this?
Because maybe it helps.
Okay.
Yeah, you see why I said I'm not gonna help the matter. But also, the second thing is, it kind of reacts to you. Like.
In what way?
So, first of all, it reacted when we fought against the plant. It started, like, pulsing, like a heart or something.
Right.
It did that again in the temple, and it does that again, and did that again, like, remarkably today. When I held it closer to you, it started pulsing faster. I don't know. Here, grab the sword if you can feel it as well.
Okay, I take the sword. Do I feel anything?
Okay, so are you? How's it being handed over? First of all, like, is he like presenting it to her?
With the sheath.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, yeah. He's all waving the blade at her. So yeah, he holds the sheath out. You take the blade. Are you taking it out of the sheath?
I'd kind of like hold the hilt of it and like give him a look as if to say, like, is this cool?
Yeah. So, Kudo, as you're handing it over, the sword, this pulse beat, which, you know, has gone from like very sort of, like
it's
that,
like a cat purring.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's like a
wait, can I fucking put the sword in a box?
What box?
Would that help? Yeah,
cardboard box.
No. So let me finish what I'm saying. So normally when it pulses, it's like vroom, vroom. It's like maybe once every 1 or 2 seconds. Like it's regular, it's noticeable, but it's not like distracting.
Like a heartbeat.
Like a heartbeat is great. It's like a resting heartbeat. As it gets closer to Laffy, you vroom, 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 like that. When you were fighting the plant, it was like a proper. Like it was angry or afraid. As it's coming to Laffy now, you feel it that the heartbeat is it's no longer like a vroom, vroom, vroom. It's more.
Can I make an insight check for the sword to see what feeling that is?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, roll it. But at the minute, it's going off like a machine gun. Like,
oh my god! Yeah. Do I feel that?
Well, if you grab it, immediately the beat stops. Like you, it's like for Kudo, it completely stops. But the feeling you get was like pure excitement, like joyous excitement as you were handing it over. For you, Laffy, when you hold it, you again. I don't want to keep doing this like flash of information thing because I hate it as a storytelling trope. But like,
it makes sense that she's
forgot
everything and she's getting bits.
Do you know those? Have you ever seen a video where like a guy who's like a soldier has been away for like years, and then they sneak up on their dog and it goes absolutely mental?
Yeah.
It's like that feeling, but for you, like you have been reconnect. So there's always been this like feeling for Laffy. Most of it is like because she doesn't know where she's come from or where she's going or even really who she is. I get this vibe of like outsiderishness for it. For this brief second, that completely lifts you. It's like you've put on a warm blanket. You've got a hot water bottle. You've jumped in the bath. There's this moment of absolute serenity as there is something like you that you are holding. Like you know instinctively that this sword is akin to you in some way. Like it is the same. It is. You are no longer completely and utterly unique and alone. There is something about this sword that is the same, and it is happy to be with you.
I feel like at that feeling, she wouldn't be like, "Oh my god!" Like she usually just goes off the rails. I feel like she'd just let out a very small like, and then did you say it's like like a short while, or does that feeling stay?
So that feeling stays, and then like after a few seconds, the heartbeat resumes. For you, you can feel it. I don't know what exactly how Kudo described it, but that the heartbeat comes back, and it's this much deeper feeling. Can you make a which check would be medicine or perception check?
I can do either because I got proficiency in both.
22.
Yeah, boy.
It feels weird to you at first, and you don't know why, and you can't quite place it for a few seconds. You realise that the reason this feels so weird, and you can feel it up your arm, is that the pulse from the sword is matching your own heartbeat.
Oh, okay. I'd like hold. This is gonna sound weird. I'd like hold my like excitedly hold my wrist out to Kudo and be like, just do me a favor. Just feel my pulse.
I do that.
And then I like hold the sword, probably stupidly, like so like he's holding it. Do you feel that?
Do I feel it while she's also touching it?
Yeah, you now feel it. Yeah, you feel it. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Why is it the same?
I don't know how you think I would know that, but
I don't know either. I'm just very confused. I'm sorry, Kudo. That's okay.
But it seems there is, since you don't know your past, I think there's at least some kind of connection, because those kind of random coincidences, at this point it's suspicious.
Well, you called it from the beginning because you told me about the stained glass window, but just is this the sword, the freckles, the waking up in the forest and not knowing where I'm coming from? Chicken, I'm.
That's why I want.
I don't want to say that that's what's happening because it sounds absurd, but you get what I mean, right?
That you're in at least some kind of fashion related or connected to the sisters.
Maybe.
At this point, it doesn't seem all that impossible. Also, that's why I wanted to tell you, even though I didn't think it would be helpful to your state of mind at this point.
No, I'm glad you did. I it's like I've got all these puzzle pieces, but I don't know how they fit together.
And none of them are edge pieces.
No.
Well, but we're getting more and more of those puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Did you talk to her at any point?
Not like talk, more like she's more or less presenting her feelings by the rhythm of the pulse. Like when we fought the plant, she felt angry. Or scared, one of those maybe. But like really a really fast beat.
Yeah. Okay, well, if it happens again, can you let me know?
Yes. I don't know if we have time for that if it happens again. Like when we were we were up front with the plan. I don't think it would have been the appropriate time, but yes, I will try.
I mean, yeah, afterwards is fine. Because I just want to be able to check if it matches.
Yeah.
But thank you for telling me. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I probably can't talk to it, right? If it doesn't talk to you. She doesn't talk to you.
Well, you can try. Also, is there a strong moonlight thing, whatever? Or is the sky filled with clouds?
Still daytime at night time, yeah. It's just getting into twilight. Weird coincidence actually, because this is, I would say, like 4 or 5 weeks after you first kind of met up. Tonight is probably the first night of the full moon, according to my lunar tracker here, which is funky.
Maybe when we go with Tim to look at the stars, we could try that.
Yeah. Also, yeah. That could help.
I feel like at this point, Laffy would just like try her best to like lift Rusty up into a hug and just like give him a big squeeze. And he'd probably be like, you know, when you squeeze someone and they make that like noise.
Wait.
She's just like cuddling him, like, okay.
I like to imagine that you cuddle him, you squeeze tightly, and he lets like a small fart.
You know when you squeeze one of those toys and their eyes pop out?
Yes. I was searching for one of those. He's like one of those.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to say the front door goes and Wolf comes back. You've been probably gone about an hour. Well, let's call it 90 minutes to 2 hours. With everything that did, and then some time sat in the park afterwards. You noticed it was getting dark, and you were like, "Oh, I can't read this anymore, so I'm going to go back." You know, 90 minutes to.
On the way back, I went to a bakery, and I come back with a gold's worth of baked goods.
That's so many baked goods.
So many.
Yes.
For context, that's like £300 worth of baked goods. Like you may need to.
Okay,
like,
maybe
like
not. Five silver.
Okay.
So half of that.
This is like
150 pounds of
so many cakes.
But like it's like they're like high end baked. They're like high end baked goods. Like, but there's loads of people here. So
yeah.
I just sort of walk in. Just it's still slightly raining, isn't it?
No, it's not anymore. It's like if anything, it's only slightly drizzling. But I will say that
so I just like
no longer fucking teeming.
It looks like a dog. It's like wet my hair. Hi.
Laffy's having a mental breakdown.
Laffy just walks up to Wolf, like doesn't say anything. And you know, like when someone just like puts their arms around someone's waist, like buries their head into the shoulder, she just like gives you a hug and like lets out a sigh.
I've got so many donuts. Get off!
No, they're on the bag of holding. No one can actually see them yet. I've got like one that I'm eating currently, but that's the only one people can see.
Covered in cream.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She's just like. Mm-hmm.
Just looking around at everyone. I was gone for like an hour and a half. What?
Yeah. Just.
Later we're
A lot of
reading a
things can happen in
simulation
an hour
wizard.
and a half.
How is Wolf looking, by the way? Because she had quite an afternoon
Yeah.
herself.
Hold on.
I'd say like red eyes.
Oh, not great.
Yeah. Not great, yeah.
Yeah, she's probably. You can see that she's probably been crying. Some of the makeup might be slightly.
Yeah. She's been despairy in
Yeah,
Pan Chocolat.
literally. James, that's what I do when I'm sad. What do you think I made my character do?
Looking waffles. Yeah.
James, you saw what I ate yesterday.
What's wrong?
Right, there's too many people. I bought some. Some baked stuff for everyone if people wanted.
Yeah,
Oh,
I make things. What do you got? What do you got, Wolf?
Well, what do you? What? I just pull Laffy to like one side, like hugging her still, and just open the bag of holding and start. It's like the meme where you just keep pulling things out and just keep going for like a minute. And it's just like fucking, pretty much
Like
anything.
a table full
Pretty
of.
much like I went into the bakery and said, "I'll have 3 of everything."
Okay. Pastries, awesome. A tort. Oh no way, I love a tort. Fenouise.
I want one.
You can have one.
Cal runs over and grabs like a little bit too much of everything. Timothy comes over like peering, and he's like,
Calories.
He's like, ooh, Biscoff. And yeah, so like, everyone picks, and everyone's very happy. Not really paying much attention to how dishevelled you look because you've been out in the rain.
I rolled an 18 perception. I'm
you can
staring
see it,
at Wolf. I don't even care about the baked goods. I'm like, what's going on?
Do you want to talk to you about it later?
But one thing before we jump on though, I will say, so when you gave the sword back to Kudo, the sword is like pulsing quite happily. You can like feel how far away it is now. Like you can always sense where the sword is now, since you touched it.
That's cool. That's gonna be helpful.
Test that out later.
But also, that it's not for like, even though it's akin to you, it's very much Kudos to use. Like you would not be able to wield this with half the skill, or
definitely. Yeah.
not for you to have. It ain't yours.
Lou, I do want to talk to you later. As well. Nothing bad, don't worry.
I did. Okay.
You also see the chalkboard
What the fuck?
with all the notes on it. Yeah.
Yeah, Lou went to a friend, a divination lady, and apparently saw this chalkboard and didn't tell us for 2 days. 2 days? Just 2 days.
Feels more like 4
Very
weeks.
busy days.
Two whole days. 48 hours. She just kept that information all to herself.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Lou, I was going to
What
talk to you
did the
later, but
cabbages mean?
I'm going to talk to you now in front of everyone. So everyone else has to listen. I'm going to. I don't want to. Wolf doesn't want to. Like, she begrudgingly moves away from Laffy a little bit to get something out the bag of holding.
We could do this later, right?
I'm doing this right now because you need to learn a fucking lesson. I go into the bag of holding, and you see she grabs something in the bag of holding, but hesitates for a few seconds, visibly. Lou, it's not difficult to tell we don't see eye to eye. And that's probably putting it lightly. But I want this group to be good, and while I think your attitude to a lot of things is not great, I hope this is a peace offering of sorts. And I pull out Lily's short sword.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, for context, this is a short sword. Is it's slightly smaller than a normal short sword. Mechanically works exactly the same as a normal short sword, but it is very ornate. So you've seen Wolf's crossbows, especially recently. This new one she's been using has got this like pearlescent sheen to it. It's obviously like been made with a lot of attention, a certain amount of care. This short sword has got the same kind of vibe to it. It's got these wonderful kind of elvish style. If you've ever seen Sting from Lord of the Rings, that kind of vibe to it with this beautiful inlay that reaches the very edge of the blade. And then there's like this like incisions, like the edge of the blade is dropped down where these inlays hit, which you would know at a glance is part of this magical design of this blade that would prevent. I mean, it's a vicious short sword. I think for a rogue with a crit, I have to remember if it's the same one, but you deal like an additional just
7.
Just flat extra 7 damage on top of the crit
Jesus
damage
Christ.
you do. So it's really nice, and it's clearly been very well used, but also very well cared for. As I say, it's slightly shorter than you would normally have. It's longer than a dagger, but maybe like 2 inches shorter than a short sword, but mechanically makes no difference.
So I sort of pull it out shakily, and also pull out a dark leather scabbard that I bought. That sort of fits the sword, and sort of like flip it in my hand. So obviously it's in the scabbard, but I'm holding like the blade end, if that makes sense. I don't want to say, now Lou.
Like presenting the hand.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
say.
the hilt
Yeah.
is like next, like facing you. Now Lou,
Yeah.
this sword was one of my good friends' sword, and I am going to give this to you, but you have to promise me that you will use it well, and that when I say something, you fucking listen. Okay?
She very carefully takes the sword, like looks it over both sides, like, I'll try to be more attentive.
Just with shit like that, and I point to the chalkboard, just tell us. And I'm not always right, but if I say something like, make sure Ned doesn't get away, just make sure the bitch doesn't get away. Okay?
Yeah. And about the chalkboard, if you just share something with me, I feel like I need to share something with you. Something personal had come up, which is why I visited the divination wizard. I saw the board, but I wasn't in the right mental state to think through what the board really meant.
Mhm.
And it came to me later that it might be
It's okay.
important.
It's fine. Just we are a team, so we should, any information we have, we should say it, and we should be honest with each other. I just said that to the room as well, to everyone.
You see that the silver hooker in the corner, like just quietly, his face is like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah, they're like at a friend's house while their
Yeah,
parents
like-
are having a domestic.
And just use it well, please.
So yeah, mechanically that's a vicious short sword, and we will look at tying that into your cool chain, see if we can tie it to the end of it to give it some slashing, vicious damage attack. That'll be pretty cool.
And then Wolf
Oh,
turns.
it's not attunement.
No, it's
That's
not.
nice.
And Wolf just turns around and starts stress eating baked goods.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of which, in about Laffy, does an hour work for you? Like in an hour we go to visit my friend?
We're doing that.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
pretty late.
Quite late, yeah.
Oh, then tomorrow?
Well,
Yet. Oh wait.
hmm.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah.
in the morning. I have to get some things in the morning, so me and Luke could go.
So James, are we changing it?
Yeah. So we're going to skip time forward a tiny bit. You guys have all, welcome Wolf back. I know she's going to talk individually later on. We're going to roll time forward now as you all sit around, eat, like getting through these baked goods. It hits the point in the night where you've eaten like one too many jam pastries and you're feeling thoroughly sick. Riptide is piling them down, like just without a care in the world. Timothy has had like one baklava. And Cal is is eating far too many, and Jericho is like rubbing his tummy for him because he's overeating. But we skip forward, and it is now getting on to nighttime. It's late evening. It's definitely nighttime. Most of the city lamps are lit, and the stars are coming out. If you would like to do anything.
So what time would you say it is?
I will say about between 8 and 10 o'clock. About 9.
And are we changing the time frame slightly with Wolf?
Why? Well, you would have got back at around like 5.
No. I mean, her birthday.
Yes. We'll bring that forward. Yeah. But yeah, it is now night time. And Timothy kind of brushes the literally half a crumb of baklava off his velour jacket, and he brushes it out, licks his fingers, and goes, "Somebody asked for a demonstration of the night sky. I think now
wait.
As good a time as any."
When with prestidigitation, you can dirty something.
Yes,
Can I put back crumbs on his clothing?
Yes, bear with me 1 second.
Roll for crumbs.
You also have he doesn't need to. It just happens. So he brushes a crumb down.
James, does Timothy have counterspell?
He does. I don't actually. He has prestidigitation now. Third level. He does have counterspell. So yeah, I mean, prestidigitation is verbal and somatic. So can you roll a sleight of hand or stealth check to cast this without his noticing? And his passive perception is actually surprisingly low.
He's a sorcerer, so it's not wisdom.
No, but
And I have proficiency on that since it is pranking things.
So that was one of the things.
Do you have your special skills?
Yeah, special skills.
Yes.
I think that was a D12 one, wasn't it? So you can roll the D12 and add it to the roll.
That was your D12. Jesus.
I think it was D12. I'd have to double check my notes, but it was definitely high. It was definitely one of the top ones. So roll a sleight of hand or stealth, and then roll the D12 and add a D12 to it.
Oh, that's only a 2.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
I mean, you could get up to a 14 here.
Stealth plus 2 and sleight of hand plus 2. Yeah, well, fuck off.
Oh, if you want, you can use a hero
You
point.
rolled a 20 there.
Yes.
So you go. You say whatever it is to cast prestidigitation. Do your little raccoon finger movements, and without him noticing, you basically make it look like he spilt ketchup all down him.
No, I want to put back on crumbs on him.
Just more. It looks like he's been like he's eating more biscuits than Wolf has at this point, and he's wearing more than half of them. But he doesn't notice. Cal and Jericho do, and are both very happy about it.
Matthew's going to stand up and go, crumbs! I didn't know what time it was.
Yeah. Well, if I may, and he's going to offer you an elbow.
I'm saying Wolf stands up as Laffy stands up as well. Just.
Oh. And Lou's coming. Well, I'm
coming
and
with
Rusty.
as well.
and Rusty. Oh, and Kudo. Is anyone else wishing to go? Oh no, Riptide's not. Okay.
I very
Rusty.
begrudgingly loop my arm through his,
I
and then
will
just
say
like
this.
look at Wolf.
I will say this: he's got very nice clothes. His clothes, apart from the crumbs, are very
I
nice.
like feel the material. Like, oh, that's quite nice actually.
Yeah,
That's
like
quite
a
nice.
silk. The jacket is silk.
Wow, that's nice.
Well, you know.
Wolf is badly concealing uncomfortable listening to the situation. Disgust, actually.
Disgust,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's better.
There's one more elbow. If anyone would like it.
Now Lewis on the side doing as if she was looking elbow with someone, but on her elbow, on top of it is like Harold.
Oh, the rat. Yeah.
Yeah.
He recoils from the rat. He goes, so to have one of you, but yes, okay. Let's step outside. And he takes you back into the courtyard. Actually, no, he won't take you to the courtyard. He'll take you out to the back of the building.
I was about to say,
Kudos,
he would
like
link
all
arms
together.
to go 5 meters.
He would link arms to walk out of the room if he was let him. So he kind
James,
of.
you're doing a really bad job making less.
He's very lonely.
I can
Okay.
tell.
Yeah, so he leads you out like down the front of the building, round the back, to an area that's kind of there's no windows, and immediately I said that it sounds even creepier. But the reason he's brought you here is because there's no windows, there's no torchlight,
Yeah.
like flooding the area, and he points up to the stars. And he kind of starts pointing out a couple of them. He goes, well, I don't know if you tracked the stars, but a short while ago, the owl was in full display. Where are the sisters? Where are the sisters? And he turns around and he points to the moon, and they basically like lay across and beneath the moon, almost like if the
As
moon
he's looking
was...
for the sisters, because I rolled a 26 perception, can Wolf see it instantly and point it out to just gaslight this man?
Yes. So yeah, he points to the moon, and basically it's underneath the moon, as if the moon was a nose, and the little sisters were like a fake mustache.
As he's like looking for it, like with like his tongue out, looking at him like, oh, they're there.
There. Oh yes. Oh, well done, Wolf. Well done. Yes, and as you can see, there are the 10 stars. There are one or two that are dimmed out now. And he kind of like starts counting across, and he goes, "Yes, Lafette is dimmed out, which is never good news when they are dimmed out. The rest of them seem to be twinkling well."
So just Lafette is dimmed out.
Yes, just Lafette is dimmed out. Yeah.
Hmm.
He goes, "Yes, they're the sisters. Or what else do we have?"
Wait. Timothy, what does it mean when they're dimmed out? Did you say?
Well, the legends say that, and he kind of like pats you on your hand as you ask him. The legends say that if the one of the stars is dimmed out, it means that sister is down here amongst us. The brightness, her celestial form is. We can just make the star out, but it isn't as bright as the others. It's because the power is here on the earth with us, on the world with us, not the earth. The earth is a completely different place.
What is Earth?
What it is, it's the mud under our feet. But the world, it's the little sister would be on the earth with us, fighting the good fight against some unknowable evil, like like for example, we talked about Miranda earlier, the awful corruption that ran rampant in the forest that was released in error by those awful hobgoblins, or the liches, or
Can you repeat that second one?
The
The
liches.
hobgoblin thing?
Yeah, I've told you this before. This was one I told. Oh, maybe I didn't. It was one to Kudo. Basically, the Miranda, the legend. Well, he kind of retells the story. Miranda, the legend was that there were a group of adventurers who were summoned into a forest, very very close to where Kudo's from. There was this like corruption, this like blight that had been unleashed by this like hobgoblin and goblin horde who were attacking the villages, and they fought back that goblins and the hobgoblins, defeated the war chiefs, but the blight had got out of control.
I did know that.
Yeah, and was just taking over the forest, and then Miranda was sacrificed by I think it was a wizard, Clive the wizard, who sacrificed her, and in part of the sacrifice it blitzed out.
Oh, sorry, no, it was Berulio.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, blitzed out the corruption and created this temple to Bellastina in their honor, and he was like hailed as the savior of the day, and that was the last big legend of Miranda. But there were other ones before that.
With
really tells you.
looking at the stars and stuff, and like before when I rolled that 22 history and remembering all the names, what would you want me to roll to be able to point out which stars were which? If I would know that.
You would just know that. You could just point out which one's which.
So I would be able to look and know which one was Miranda.
Oh yeah. So the one that was Miranda would be like the. Let me just check my notes.
Second in the list.
Yeah, second in from the left.
So what? Looking at Miranda, does Miranda look as bright as the rest?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if you hold the sword.
I'm not doing that. Not yet.
No.
The moon is also full and is like beaming down of that kind of lovely but kind of cold light that the moon does. It is very blue and very silver, and everything is thrown into weird shade. Anyone who has any injuries lingering from the fight, I'm assuming most of you have rested since then, but any like blood or cuts on you show up pitch black in the moonlight, because that's what blood shows in the moonlight.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're looking up, say the fat is kind of in the middle, not like you can still see it; it's still there. The others are like twinkling as stars do. The star in the middle is I can't say dulled, but just isn't shining as bright. Like it is.
It's like it's partially obscured by cloud or something.
Yeah,
Like,
that kind of like it's
it.
behind something, but you can easily make it out. But it's it's not as bright as the other ones. The other ones are twinkling and shining there.
I feel like Laffy would just be staring up at the moon and the stars, just like not saying anything.
So where are we?
You're outside around the back, around the back of the
What's
building.
Are we like? Is it grass or is it like?
No, it's like I wouldn't say grass. I'd say like cobble streets. So if you wanted to find some grass, you could easily walk a little bit further away and find like a grass kind of shaded area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, if anyone has something else they want to do, I'll let them go. But
no, but he starts pointing out other stars. He goes, "Yeah, so the owl is now past." Let me just, I have to keep on to jump between pages.
Because I learned something about the owl, and I
did
can't.
learn something about the owl.
It was like
the owl.
I'm trying to find it. I think I have it written down a minute.
Okay.
I have no notes for the one-on-one, except I know from what I remember, it's like the owl was like a great change or like a great something big.
Yeah. So the owl represents powerful predators and forces. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. And he points out, he goes, so the owl is waned, and now we have the father. And he points out to a small constellation up there, and he goes, the father represents observation, protection, or even punishment. So those of you who are doing things that they shouldn't, make sure you're doing them in secret, because the father has a stern gaze and will shine a light on those things. So if you're watching someone, now's the time to do it. If you're doing something you shouldn't, now's the time to make sure you're being as sneaky as possible.
Observation and punishment.
Punishment, yes. Well, is the punishment could be the righteous punishment, or it could be yes.
I've always been vaguely interested, but I've not spent a whole deal of time researching.
The stars are fascinating, but they change with the seasons. And they mean different things to different people. So what they mean to the Elfkin is, I'm only half elven, but what they mean over the course of a life of a full-blooded elf could be different to what they mean to someone like myself, who will only be here for 100 years more or so.
How old are you?
I mean, in human terms, I would be around 60, but in elven terms, half elven terms, I'm still a fine figure of youth, and he looks like late 20s, early 30s.
Laughing, can I talk to you in private?
He just goes on pointing out the constellations if people are interested, but then very reluctantly let Fluffy go.
I'm just waiting until he leaves.
Oh, he's pointing them out. If people are listening to him, he'll just keep pointing out. If people wander off from him, he'll take a moment, realize what's happened, and then be like, "Oh."
Well,
Okay.
We'll be listening.
Do I know that?
I mean, you've met this guy, right?
Yeah, can I go into a corner and play on my iPad or whatever is the equivalent? Can I go play dice?
You pull out your Generation 1 Game Boy and start playing Mario.
Yes, please.
You know, it's definitely a Pokemon kid.
Oh, yeah. I imagine playing Wario Party.
WarioWare.
Yeah. So he points out a few others. He points out the sisters. He points out the father. He points out the merging constellation, the daughters, and then he points out the one that Cal mentioned, the rabbit. And then he he points out that there are a couple that he wasn't expecting to be seen so brightly. The one called the Anvil is starting to shine very bright as well.
He wasn't expecting that.
What does the anvil represent?
The Anvil represents coming battle and strife.
Hmm. Do any of the stars mean nice things?
The sisters mean refuge and plenty, as I mentioned. The sword often is misinterpreted. It means solutions or choices, not necessarily good or bad. The daughter, unfortunately, can mean means a number of things. Could mean trickery or loss of innocence or duplicity, or even yes, it can mean that. Most of the stars, we track them with big events, and unfortunately, those big events often come with negative connotations.
Uh-huh. Wolf, did you want to talk?
Well, it seemed like Kudo wanted to do something, and I want to wait until that.
Until Timothy is gone, I'm gonna play on.
Hey Tim, do you
Wario
think we
Inc.
can have a private moment, just us?
I shall see you inside then.
We'll be inside in a few minutes. There you go.
And Squidward walks off.
Yay! Oh, yeah. So Wolf, I don't know how much Laffy has told you.
I've been in the room with all of you, so I assume you
Yeah.
probably not. No, I don't know.
So, quick summary. Sword is Miranda, and Miranda reacts to Laffy. And
Wait, so your sword?
Yes, a short summary I will explain later. And Laffy has also birthmarks of the constellation of the sisters, and yes. So, also Miranda is reacting to Laffy.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are gonna try if the sword reacts to Moonlight or Laffy or something happens. Yeah.
There's a lot to explain. I'll probably.
Laffy, do you want to pull out the sword off the sheath? I don't know. Should I?
I mean, it's your sword.
Well,
I think you should. Do
I'm gonna pull out the sword and hold it like very well reflecting the moonlight.
Yeah, it's iridescent in the moonlight. It's practically on fire. Obviously, like, certain things glow weirdly in moonlight anyway. This is like it's reflecting the moonlight in super unusual ways, revealing this almost like wave texture within the metal, like Damascus steel type stuff you've never seen before. The sword is just glowing so brightly that you've never seen anything quite like it. It's like it almost hurts to look at. Like you're getting that kind of moon blindness. If you've ever just like stared at the moon for ages, it actually hurts your eyes because it can be that bright.
Is it hurting my eyes?
No. Everyone else, they're not like wincing away from it. You don't want to be looking right at it. It's glowing with like a white fire.
Yeah.
It's not hot. It's very much like a reflection. But for you, it doesn't bother you at all.
It's almost like Bilbo's sword when orcs are nearby, but up to 11.
That kind of thing, but white, white and silver.
Yeah. So basically, Cal looked at my. You remember when he like took a Maya illusion of my face and then ran away and didn't explain himself? Well, he came back and said that my freckles match the stars, and she like points up to the sky.
Okay.
Which was weird. And then there's the glowing thing, and Kudo's sword has Miranda in it, and Miranda reacted to me, and we had this like, it's weird to explain. His sword pulses kind of like a heartbeat.
Okay.
Kudo, can I borrow your sword?
Yes, of course. Well, he's not here.
Oh, he's not there.
No.
So like, she takes Kudo's sword, holds it out, and holds out her wrist. She's like, just see if you can feel it.
We'll have to wait for James for that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just confused because when Cal was telling me the names of the stars, no, it was Tim. When Tim was telling me the names of the stars, I remembered them before he did. Before he said them. Why would I know that?
Well, from when we went to the temple, with the stained glass, I had suspected something since then.
Hello.
Hello. I think Laffy wants to touch your sword.
Can I
The pulsing sword?
can I
Yeah.
borrow it for a second?
Are we actually back to game? What?
James isn't here, but she's recapping me.
Yes.
Laffy's recapping all.
Yes. Sure. What?
I need to keep talking until James gets back.
Yeah. It's fine.
So yeah, I have like all these puzzle pieces and I don't know the full picture, but I'm very confused because there's no way that she points to the Laffy star. There's no way that's me. I'm just me.
Wolf just gives her like the stare, just like head slightly turned to one side, like staring, like warmly, but just like, come on.
Well,
Don't forget
Laffy,
the
at this
cabbage.
point, we have two Laffies around, so it doesn't have to be.
But this seems. Well, I mean, I don't know Tim's aunt, but this seems like a lot of. I'm not going to call them coincidences. Lots of things pointing us in a certain direction.
That's what I said to Laffy.
Alright, James is back. Kudo, can I borrow your sword for a second?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Wolf, hold this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that? Does she
Do
feel
I feel
that?
sword pulsing?
No.
I don't feel anything. I feel like a cold metal.
Hmm.
One thing you do notice, Kudo, as you hand the sword over, you do notice the pulse changes when Wolf reaches out to it.
How?
In what way?
Roll an insight.
Ugh.
Please need to hear a corner advantage.
What?
Oh, nice.
Blows, not like in the comfortable way that it did when you first, like when you were around Laffy before. It's like it's unsure.
Well,
You
I
would know
don't.
from all the legends that a lot of the mentions of the people that find themselves very close to these little sisters end up using them for their own ends or betraying them.
So the sword can sense how close Wolf and Laffy are.
Maybe if you hold hands.
Wolf, I don't think the sword trusts you. Or like Miranda in the sword. However you want to put it.
Just like sheepishly, like moves her hand. I didn't feel anything.
Weird. Laffy like looks at the sword, like not in like a judgy way, but in like a really.
That bitch.
That bitch.
But does any did Laffy at this point touch the sword? In your telling?
Yeah, like Laffy would have held it out to Wolf, and then handed it back. Like.
Sorry, I thought Kudo was holding it.
No,
So,
I
yeah.
give it to Laffy.
Apologies. So I mean, Laffy, I'm sure your insight's high too. But yeah,
I can.
You can spend a hero point to know the information I just told.
Well, she has a 16 or
18. Yeah, that's fine. You can tell there is an element of
Discomfort.
maybe it's your, because the pulse is still matching your pulse. It hasn't changed. That pulse is still there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's the anticipation, like, or the what's the word? Well, I can't think of what the word is. Like the anticipation of, oh, what? I hope the sword likes her.
Yeah.
It hasn't quite. I don't know whether it's untrustworthiness or doesn't like her or not. There's this element of unsurety about it.
Are you showing off your girlfriend to your parents or sister?
I just the the pulsing thing. It matches my heartbeat.
Do you want to hear something that's really stressful?
Well,
Maybe it's not the real wolf.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It is. Don't worry. Sorry, I had to drop that in there.
Why did I get stressed? I know the answer.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, Wolf
You're
knows the answer.
absolutely
There
playing
has been
But
I got
conversation about
actual
it.
chest pains. Then that's not good. Don't do that to me.
No, so it's just this element of like.
It's actually a doppelganger who believes he is Wolf.
What if it's not actually the real sword?
Yeah, what if the sword was the bad guy all along?
What if this
Maybe
is
it's
all
the
a
moon.
dream?
Where's the joke? What if the moon's not real? What if the moon's a doppelganger?
Yes, it's just
Matrix, might as well.
doppelgangers all the way down.
The wolf and the moon has been vectored.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when Wolf touches it, not only does she not feel anything, like there's no pulse there at all, but equally, none of the other party have tried touching the sword. So you don't know if that's normal or not.
Mm-hmm.
Could be Laffy's the weird one.
Kudo can feel it too.
Yeah, but it's his sword.
Luke, or Rusty, one of you try and touch the sword?
They like try to wonder twin it, like like hands on top of hands. Lou, you can't feel anything. Rusty, 1 second, let me just find his character sheet.
Jesus Christ, that's weird.
We have a sentient sword that likes you, and I point at Laffy, and you, and I point to Kudo, but not you, or you, or you, or you, or me.
Okay.
There was a lot of views there, and I don't feel like there's enough people.
He also spoke to the coys.
Oh.
Yeah. Rusty touches the sword and looks up at Laffy and goes, I think I feel it.
She's gonna look at the
make
sword
an
again.
insight
and
check.
Inside check.
Really?
Yeah, you make an insight check. You think that maybe Rusty just wants to feel involved.
Oh.
I just say in Laffy's head, I don't think he feels it.
I can't hear.
That
you can't
14 was a deception check, and he
Yeah,
has
I
a
know.
minus
I know
one to
exactly what
deception.
it was.
Yeah. So he, bless him, just wants to feel like he has some claim on Laffy.
Well, I don't know what any of this means. But
I'm getting step-parents vibes from the relationship between Wolf and Rusty.
Laffy, can you hold the sword again for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
And can I try to maneuver it so I see the moon's reflection in the sword?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Do I see anything?
Now that is
Anything-
a weird question to ask me, a very specifically weird one. So you hold it. You obviously can't see the full moon.
No,
on
Laffy holds it.
Yeah, so Laffy's holding it, and she's like trying to maneuver it so you can see the reflection of the moon in there. And the moon in Warndale is very similar to the moon in what is laughingly called the real world. There are pots and
place.
craters and scarring on the moons because of things that have happened over eons and meteorites and weird shit that goes down all the time. As she's moving it, there is this brief moment where it flashes like there's eyes on this reflecting from the moon. Soft. You don't see it, Laffy. It's what Kudo sees. Soft, warm, caring eyes looking at the sun. But it's there for a split second.
Hey, James, I know I'm not seeing this, but what colour are the eyes?
Like silvery moony.
Okay.
No, they're not. They're not lilac, whatever color Laffy's eyes are. They are like deep dark blue, almost like darker than navy, like infused with like oranges and like a little bit of purple around the eyes. It's only there for a split second. And they're smiling, smiling eyes, smizing. That's a word. When you smile with your eyes, it's smize. Tara Banks. Have you never seen America's Next Top Model? You cultureless pricks.
Do you see anything?
There is something. Wait, what?
What?
There is
What?
something like America's Next Top Model. I thought this was only a German thing.
No. That's where it came
what
from.
the
America's at Tara
fuck?
Banks, and there's a whole thing about smiling with your eyes, and it was called smizing. God, guys, we're watching TV from 2003.
Yeah, no, but there is Germany's Next Top Model, and I thought it was the only one because
No, that'll have Heidi Klum in it, won't it?
yes, that's the one.
Nope. Tyra Banks was the first one. I think it was the same season where they had people dress up as like other races. So there were people in like, it was just early 2000s peak cultural appropriation.
Anyway.
It was amazing. Okay. Moving swiftly onwards. You, for a moment, get these eyes in the blade, but then you can't find them again.
Anything? Am I just waving this around for the fun of it?
What? I think I saw some eyes, but not yours. Like, can I make a history check to try to assess the resemblance to the eyes of the mural in the temple?
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, no, you would know that they weren't the same one. Like, you could, like, because the eyes in the mural were the eyes of, they looked like Laffy's eyes. These were completely different eyes. They would look more akin, though you've never seen it, to the eyes of the moon goddess.
Fucking keep the turret chance. It's writing it.
Oh.
So, James, is this the eyes of the moon goddess or the eyes of the nature goddess?
Yeah, one of them.
Fuck
You
you.
didn't see it, you don't know.
Yeah, but you don't know either.
I do. Just I don't tell you doesn't mean I don't know.
Well,
You
he,
know
he,
That's from God.
fucking wrote. He just fucking told it.
Mm.
I'm not sure. I saw some eyes, but it's very difficult to explain. Like,
And you've not seen them before?
yes and no. Like, I think. What the fuck? I just looked back at Discord and saw that fucking thing. Sorry.
Fucking scared me. I was writing something down.
For context, for the people listening, James sent a GIF of the iPhone emoji of the moon that has the weird eyes, and it's terrifying.
That fucking scared me.
You literally jump scared me.
I'm just gonna like
Sorry.
slowly hand the sword back to Kudo and be like, okay. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I just lost the sentence I wanted to tell. I think I saw the eyes of the moon.
The moon has eyes?
That's why I'm confused.
She like looks up at the moon again.
Like,
Can I take back the sword?
yeah, of course, yeah, sure.
Can I start meditating?
I mean,
That
yeah,
has
if you
helped.
want
That
to.
has helped sometimes before.
Yeah.
But at this point,
Yeah, are you meditating there, and then are you gonna go? You
yeah,
could find
I'm meditating in the moonlight,
Okay.
dancing in the
Should we
moonlight.
move over here away from and give him some space? I don't. That's kind of a private thing. Him just playing with his sword.
Under the light of the moon.
Kudo, we're
Yeah,
gonna.
whatever he's doing to your sister. So.
Oh.
That sounds like some real hillbilly.
Well, you know what?
redneck
She's
thing.
been judging me, so.
Before we get into more trouble, can I go to that patch of grass you said was probably close by?
Yes, yeah, fantasy. The
Yeah.
the
James, you
geography
Fantasy
shift.
patch of
Don't have to call
grass.
it fantasy grass, James.
Fantasy, okay. Yeah, there is a patch of grass there
Great, cool.
with there's a nice rock to sit on, a mini little hillock. It comes up about 2 feet above
Yeah.
the rest of the floor. It's got some closed flowers because flowers do close at night to retain pollen, and it's nice. It's very pretty in the moonlight.
I want to sort of take a laugh in, like sit on the patch of grass and like gesture out, sit next to me.
She sits down. Everything
What's Lou doing,
okay?
just out of interest, before we carry on?
Just keeping
Trying
an
to
eye out
steal
on
money
the
out-
buildings.
Okay,
Trying
so you're
to
just
steal money
vibing.
from Rusty.
Rusty has no money.
Rusty's there, just like on standby mode, just completely still.
Eyes in different
He's drooling
directions.
slightly.
T-posing.
Yeah, I think Rusty's gone out of
AC
render
mode
distance.
activated.
Yeah.
I just want to sort of sit down.
Everything okay?
Well, I wanted to ask you.
Just still haven't figured everything out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of information.
Yeah. And I don't remember all of them. Is one of your I'm going to call them your sisters for now, because
I don't
I
know if that's.
think it's true.
I don't know, but
It's one of the little sisters called Ria.
yeah.
I went to the Midnight Hunt, and you know that dream that I had. I forgot if I told you or not. The dream I had one where I saw Lily and I saw Swan and her sister, and I mentioned
The woman that was.
yes, I did that to you. I asked Swan about that, and it all happened. That was the thing that happened,
Oh.
and she told me that the elvish woman was Rhea.
Oh.
I-
So she met Bria?
I guess so. She was a cleric.
Yeah.
I don't know much more, but when she said it, I mentioned it.
She was.
When she said it, I remembered it, so I thought she'd mention it.
She was very quiet.
Mm,
I don't know how I know that.
well, I also wanted to give you. I think it's better for you to have it than for me. And I sort of move the hair to the side, and I take off the parapet of wound closure.
Oh.
You need to be safe. And I please take it.
You sure?
Yeah. You're the, you're the person who can, get us all out of a pinch. You can help us, and I can't do that, so there's no reason I should have it, because you're the person who can get everyone else up.
Okay. And she puts it on very gingerly. Thank you.
Yeah. I went to the hunt and saw Lily, but I was also informed of something.
I don't like that tone.
Shut the fuck up, Pete. Don't know who Pete is. Shut the fuck up, Tim. I was trying to think of Tim's name, and nothing was coming to my head. That's thrown me, James. That's completely thrown me. That's for fuck's sake.
My emotions.
What was
You
what
went
the
to the
fuck was I
hunt to
talking
see
about?
Lily, and you.
a second.
Sorry,
You, James. It was chaos there.
Why? What happened?
Because the person who looked like you attacked the Midnight Hunt.
Wait. Oh no.
Mm,
They don't think it was me, right?
I did my best to convince them it wasn't.
Oh, that's gonna be awkward.
Swan seemed to. What? Wait, why?
No reason. Just.
Well, Swan seemed to believe me, but she was the only person who I told. She's strong.
Then they know it's not me because I'm not.
Laffy, you are strong, but not very physically strong.
Oh.
And well, they seem to do things like you do, but like very powerful. And I don't like.
Did they? Well, why did they attack the hunt?
I think they were going after Ned.
Oh, that is something I would have done.
Hmm?
No, not me. As like just you know, me and Ned didn't see eye to eye.
That's too. Please, that.
I wouldn't try and kill him.
No, I know. Just wait. When you're talking about her, just please don't say you. That does that. Makes me feel weird. But yeah, she did a number on. Can I insight Laffy?
Oh my god.
I was actually going to ask you to roll an investigation check.
Investigation.
But I was going to wait till the end. Yeah.
I'll do it at the end.
Yeah, you can insight Laffy if you like.
That felt weird to me.
What are you trying to insight? What are you trying to read from this?
You got a double.
I know.
That's not the first time that's happened either.
Yeah. It was the I wouldn't do that. Oh, sorry. I
would have done that.
I would have done that.
Yeah. So, I mean, Laffy, over to you, man. I'm sitting here just listening.
Eating popcorn.
I'm not eating popcorn.
Okay.
What was the? I mean, you don't have to tell us what was going through her brain, but like.
No, because the last time I saw Ned, I basically had him at gunpoint.
Yeah.
It's very clear that I don't like Ned.
Yeah.
So if I was going to go to the hunt for
so
any
more of
reason,
like, okay, someone's trying to kill Ned, understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just.
She's not. This is me. This is Laffy. You know what I mean? She's not.
Is it though?
James,
shut up,
the
James!
Fuck up. She seemed very powerful. She did a number, almost killed someone. Pretty badly hurt Swan.
Oh no, as me? As like looking like me?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh no.
And got a few hits on that. Something wrong?
No,
I mean,
don't worry about it. She doesn't like
pull
me as it
Laffy in
is.
for a hug. Just.
Why me?
I don't know. Just. I don't say.
This has been a hell of a day for
Yeah,
information.
yeah, it's been a lot. I need to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to. I don't. I might.
Just for the record, Swan terrifies me.
Yeah.
I would never do something like that.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, I know you're strong, but she like smirks and like,
Yeah, but not
like
strong.
yeah, she smirks and like looks at your arm. But Swan said that evil Laffy threw her with her strength.
I don't like calling her Laffy.
Okay.
Can we call her
Naffy.
like Naffy? Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm. Through Swan, who's very tall and a lot with her strength, like physically.
I struggle to pick Rusty up. Mm. I'm really scared.
Yeah, so am I. But I'd also just take this and I give her one of the greater healing potions.
Oh, thank you.
When I'm awesome.
Wolf,
Mm-hmm.
me and Rusty have a handshake
Mm-hmm.
so that he knows that it's me and not Naffy.
Yeah,
But do you know it if it is really Wolf?
shut the fuck up.
Maybe we should
Yeah,
have something.
Swan mentioned that. I was trying to think about it. This is in Laffy's head now. I think most of the time she's been like speaking sort of quietly out loud. Now and
I always find it so funny that the idea that Wolf is like just sat there in silence and Laffy's like, huh? No way.
well, no,
That's so
she's been
funny
speaking
to
out
me.
loud a decent amount. So she probably just goes in and out of it. But now specifically in Laffy's head, she says, what about something from the letter?
She like smiles really big and she's like, yeah, we could. I mean,
I don't know what exactly. We'd have to come up with it. But I think step one is I'll say a part of it in your head.
and I say it back.
And then you say the next thing back.
Mhm.
In my head. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know how much I'm gonna. I just want to relax tomorrow. You know.
Mhm.
It's not really a special day, but you know, not a day.
What's Wolf's what's Wolf's passive insight?
16.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. Laffy's gonna immediately.
Well, can you just roll a deception check?
yeah.
Okay, so you see all of us like as this conversation perhaps comes to an end.
Mhm.
I'm not.
She's noticeably uncomfortable. I'd say probably.
Yeah.
Also, Wolf? Can you make an investigation check?
The only thing I was going to say, I'll say before I know that, whatever, just very quickly. I'm going. I think I might head back to my place tonight. Just there's a lot of people. You don't have to come. I just want to get away from all these people for a bit.
I have some things I need to do in the morning, but
Mhm.
I could just leave early.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
And then what was that? Sorry, what was that deception? I'm confused now.
Can you make an investigation check? please?
Investigation. Jesus. Hey, James. Fabian's undead.
Depends whether or not it's a real laugh. No, I'm only joking. No advantage, I'm afraid.
10. I'll use my advantage.
Should be worse. Oh,
Okay.
nice. Okay.
I mean, do you want to use a hero point to automatically succeed?
No, I think 20's fine.
Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Fuck you. I'm not gonna use it. So.
Okay.
You do you.
Can I use a
You
hero
do.
point for that?
No, it's not your check.
Oh,
Cool.
James. I'm gonna wait for 5 seconds to see if he says something.
No, where are the rest of you sleeping?
I'm still meditating.
You're still
Wait,
okay, we'll come back to
sorry,
you in a moment.
nothing
What?
with a 20.
Don't worry about it. It'll come up later. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Lou, What are you doing? Are you going back with? Are you staying here, or are you going back to? I don't know if you've been invited back to Wolf's.
Let's need to sleep in the
You just
with
dropped down.
Silverhook.
Me, fuck you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was like, what the hell? I was checking it wasn't the audio box. So the you're staying with the hook. That's fine. Okay. Is Rusty being invited back to Wolf's as well, or is he being cast off and sent here?
I look at laughing.
It's not my house. I don't.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So then, for now, the party will split. A few of you head back inside to the Silver Hook. Laffy.
Wait. So sorry, James. The deception thing.
Yeah.
You said Laffy looked nervous.
Noticeably uncomfortable.
Can I gauge why?
Something you said really seemed to unnerve him. I think that's probably fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bedtime.
The investigation check was completely separate.
No, I know. Yeah, I know because you said it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you said it.
yeah.
So just as a reminder, you didn't actually check the letter thing now. You only decided to do it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna
Just
come up with something at some point. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Though I would like whatever it is to be decided to be announced, not to the players.
Oh, I
rather
bet you'd
than
like
the
that, wouldn't
characters.
you?
No, to the players rather than the characters.
Yeah, I
Just
just need to come up with something.
Yeah, that's fine. It just needs to happen like on audio rather than it just happen in the background. You
Yeah.
know, it can happen in their heads. I just want to know what it is because I'm a nosy
Mhm.
bastard.
So you can use it against us.
Beth, I'm hurt.
Oh, you're
Yes,
hurt.
but she's right.
No, I would. If it's happening in your head, there's no conceivable way I could do it.
Shut
I
the
mean,
fuck up.
You know, unless right. So you guys head back to Wolf's apartment. Kudo remains meditating in the moonlight. Lou heads back inside. Timothy is long gone inside, realizing that his efforts are wasted. And is gonna go and make himself like some dino nuggies or grilled cheese sandwiches. And so let's go to Kudo for now because
I want
Kudo,
some
you're
dino nuggies.
dino nuggies, yeah.
Damn.
Kudo, you are turkey dino nuggies as well. You are
What?
meditating in like turkey meat dino nuggies.
Know about whatever is happening here and with Laffy and.
Oh right. Yeah, I mean you've been meditating. You know, there's a lot of it's passed you by. You're meditating over your sword. What is it you're trying to do?
Establish communication. Also
with the sword
the
or with the person who gave you the sword.
since I think I saw the eyes, I will try to establish communication with Stina.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you make a religion check, please?
Yes. I will use advantage.
Okay, please roll again.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I will use a hero point.
I will say, because I said you had one earlier, you can have this one for free. Okay, because I did say you can have one earlier, but you didn't max out. So that's fine. You sit there. It takes a little while, you know, not only to reach contact, but to get into that meditative state, that state of serenity where you're ignoring the outside things. There's this really angsty conversation going on with Laffy and Wolf. You know, Rusty's there like scratching his arse or picking his nose, whatever he's doing. Lou is like pacing up and down. Eventually they all go, but that's kind of like background noise to you, and you slowly, your breathing slows, your heart rate slows down, and you feel that you are that moment of like meditation where you ascend. It's almost like that moment just before you fall asleep. You feel that moment of ascension. What is it you're looking to find out?
Answers.
What? Sorry.
Answers.
Yeah. To what? What questions? I give you answers, but if you don't give me questions, it's going to be like 42. Ants. Napoleon Dynamite.
First of all, I want a recipe to Napoleon Dynamite. That sounds interesting as hell. Second of all, if Laffy, our Laffy, is the Laffy from the stars. Second of all, if that has, what the hell is going on with the second Laffy?
Ooh.
And yeah, that's the two most prominent for now.
Okay. So, because, like, talking to gods isn't always a clear path. Whether the Laffy you have in your party now is the Laffy from the stars, we'll address that one first. So you think about the things that have happened and how the sword reacts to different people. The sword is normally, I say, there's this gentle pulse, this pulse beat, and as you brought it to Laffy, you felt this excitement, this joyous connection that the sword felt like it's arrived where it wants to be, where it needs to be. You know, this sword is here for one. This heaven-sent sword, this blade from the stars, has been sent down for a couple of reasons, and like one of those things, as you're focusing on the sword, you can just, in the wind as it's blowing around, you just, like, that moment where you can start, when you see a face in like a shape, and like you look too hard and it disappears, but then the outline's kind of there. It's very similar to that, but you start hearing these soft words on the breeze as everything kind of slows down around you, and you swear down dead. You hear the words, "For you, a gift most precious to Bellastina, delicate, fragile and powerful, something for you to guard, something to protect you. As I near my apsis and my influence grows weak, the hunger grows stronger. My gift, my guardian, a twin to my blade of moonlight." And then the voice just drifts off.
Hey, James, can you either repeat that or send it to me, please? I was trying to type it, I just couldn't keep up.
You're not there.
Please, please.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
Can you
Got the first two lines.
Tyranno is at this point my history writer.
So yeah, for you, a gift most precious to Bellastina.
I got that.
Delicate, fragile and powerful. Something for you to guard, something to protect you. As I near my apsis and my influence grows weak, the hunger grows stronger. My gift, my guardian, a twin to my blade of moonlight.
James, I can't type that quickly. I'm trying.
Jesus.
James, I can't. I'm not.
He's
Just
crying.
a reminder, this is recorded.
Yeah, but I want it now. I need it now. Thank you.
That sounds like your problem.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck you.
You also have access to the direct recordings, which will be done by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I don't care. I'm not gonna. Shut up. I'm not gonna listen to it again. I'm just gonna get it out. See, I got it. It's easy. Done. Shut the fuck up.
Oh wow.
I think that we're completely breaking Tyranno.
This has
I'm
nothing
fine.
to do with Wolf at all. This is completely
Yes,
different.
James, but I like to have information. So
I only write information Lou knows.
I read
Problem
it.
is, if someone says I explained that thing, I need to.
See,
See, I'll never have that
Yeah.
issue, will I?
Yeah. So, the blade. I mean, that's what you hear. The blade
Yes.
is happy to be in the hands of somebody who is standing in front of Laffy.
Now I'm just a meat shield.
Yes.
You were
Meat
always
shield
meat
wouldn't be
shield.
the word I would use.
Guardian.
Guardian.
Human shield.
I'm not human.
Guardian would be a better
It's
word
not
for
human.
it. Divine protector.
Aww.
Perhaps. Heaven sent meat
Do I
shield.
get a free level in Paladin?
Well, funny you ask that, right? Because as this is coming, you know, I don't know how you know, it isn't presented to you in a articulated way, but you have a choice now. It lies
Oh,
before
for
you
fuck's sake.
thusly. You know your shadow attacks. You can use your moonlit shadow to attack, and you can attack yourself, and you love your your booming blade attack, or is it which one's it? You booming blade
Green
or
flame
the
blade.
green flame blade? Sorry, that's the one. Effectively, they're the same spell, but yeah, it's cool. You love that, but you are limited because if you use your green flame blade, that's your attack for that turn. And if you need to send in your echo, you can't cast Green Flame Blade through your echo. So in front of you lies a choice. You can either cast Green Flame Blade and attack through your echo, or you can have 2 attacks per turn and one of them be Green Flame Blade. Like a free cast of that and your second attack as normal. And that's a choice you just presented with. You can either have Green Flame Blade through you as normal and then follow up with the second attack, much like the Blade Singer, or you can cast Green Flame Blade and only Green Flame Blade through your echo. But it still counts.
Wait, I have mechanical questions. I have. What? So, first of all, to option 1, that I can use basically Green Flame Blade with my normal attacks. Would that scale with the third multi-attack?
Yes. So if you get 3 attacks, you'd be able to do Green Flame Blade once and 2 normal attacks.
Okay. Second question to option B. If I attack with Green Flame Blade and then use my Unleash the Unleash thingy. Yes, that one. Would I be able to use 2 Green Flame Blades?
I hadn't thought of that. I will say yes, but equally, if you action surge, you can Green Flame Blade, then normal attack again if you take option A.
So if I take option A, I can only take 1 Green Flame Blade and then attack normally again.
But then you can unleash Incarnation attack for a 3rd time, and when you hit level 11, if you live that long, you can Green Flame Blade then attack twice. So you can still get your 3 attacks, one of them being Green Flame Blade.
Okay. And if I take option B, I could. Okay, yes.
You can attack Green Flame Blade through your Echo, and that scales as normal. But you would still only be able to do that once per turn. And that would be your full action.
Give me a second. There. Is there anything else coming?
You don't know.
I need to think about that. Those are decisions.
Okay, you don't have to decide right now, but you do need to decide before the end of the session.
Yes, let me do the
45 minutes. You sit and meditate that on that a little bit longer.
Let me do the math, for God's sake.
End of the session is right now. Congratulations.
No.
So, what I will say as well, as you're thinking about this, just to confundicate matters even further, you don't get a clear answer on question 2. Because
of course he doesn't.
Falls...
Which one was the question 2?
That was
why is there
an evil Laffy? You don't get a clear answer on that because 1, Laffy isn't, the moon god. It's completely, she's a completely separate thing. And 2, it falls outside of the moon's sphere of knowledge. It's not something the moon sees. It isn't happening at night. But I will tell you this:
It isn't happening at night.
Well, it isn't happening under the full moon. Like none of this has happened under the full moon. Like the moon hasn't seen it. You know what I mean? But there is a moment of. No, in fact, that's all I'm going to give you. That's all I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Maybe Laffy's just a bitch.
A third.
Maybe you're just a bitch.
I have a side question.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this goes to Bastion or just a separate part of the meditation. I would like to try to establish some sort of pattern communication with Miranda. If she asked if she could communicate in more.
She can communicate. She can't talk to you. This is a sentient weapon that cannot talk.
Yes,
so it has
but
thoughts
can
and
she?
feelings.
can she control the frequency
Of what?
of the pulses?
I mean, they are natural. Okay, I see what you're asking. What I will say this is the reactions will be a natural reaction to danger and to things that she. If she's around something she hates, it'll be very obvious to you that she's around something she hates. If she's around something she likes, it'll be very obvious to you that she's around something she likes. If she's around something she's ambivalent to, you would know that too. I will say, but it will require you to actively ask me and check, unless there's a moment that I remembered to mention that the blade is, going cock the hoop or whatever.
Okay, but I would be innately be able to understand what feeling it is.
Yes. Yeah. I would
Okay.
I would say that, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. But yeah, so did you make a decision on which way you were going to go? I personally thought there was a clear answer, but apparently I was wrong.
There are pros and cons to both of them. I think option A is more of damage potential because it's not tied to the unleash incantation charges I have.
Mm-hmm.
But option B is safer because I can just.
Yeah. And it's not as strong.
Yes,
Just
but I
imagine
do
by
like
level
to...
11, you could be attacking 6 times, 2 of them having 2 extra d8s because it's a green flame blade attack.
Oh, wait. I did understand this incorrectly then. At level 11, I would get...
Well, a level 11 fighter. Sorry, yeah.
Yes,
so,
but
so the cantrip scales as normal.
Yes. But I get the bonus to damage, the green flame blade. I would get it on still 1 attack and then just 2 normal attacks extra. Or do I get 2 green Okay.
So you can only use the green flame blade once per attack, and the other attacks will be your normal attacks. But if you were to action surge, you could use green flame blade again because it's a new attack. So it's exactly the same as the blade single works.
James, you overestimate that I would know what blade
Think
singer
Molly.
does.
Yeah, I think Molly.
I did not understand what Molly did.
She had 1 cantrip per turn.
She
and then her
used booming blade for 1 attack,
and then attack.
and then attacked the second time.
Yes, I need to understand the ramifications of the options. If this, I don't know if you know this, but I've drank some things. But at this point, it's more difficult than usually to understand those things. The math is not mathing.
Okay. Well, you think about it,
or something?
because we're going to cut now to someone else. Laffy and Wolf, I don't particularly want to know what you got up to before bedtime. Apart from
shit! Okay.
Brushing your teeth and putting on your cute little bed hats. I personally would love it if Wolf had a wolf eye mask. So she takes off her metal mask and then she puts on a wolf eye mask.
No, she doesn't have that.
No, I know.
She does have reading glasses.
And you sit there like Morecambe and Wise in bed.
Yeah, they're perched on the end of her nose.
Yeah, it's so dear. No, so
I was just thinking about. No.
So I don't know if you do anything before bed that you want to discuss now.
Depends what time it is.
It's late now. It's
midnight.
No, I'd say it's I don't know. Late for me is different from late for you.
Well,
but it's an
I'm only
appropriate
saying
time to be
midnight
asleep.
because of what day tomorrow is.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's before midnight then. You would be in bed. Okay. I don't want to railroad you, but if you wanted to, you could be in bed for 10:30 and asleep for 11.
Okay. That's fine. I was just, if it turned midnight, I was going to be like, happy birthday! But they'll probably be asleep, so it's fine.
But yeah, so are you? I say if you want to do something, this is still the same day as the fight with the monk. Technically, this is you hitting level 6 now, but we've kind of whatever. Doesn't matter.
I feel so much more experienced after today.
Yeah. So let's talk about Wolf for a second. You've had quite a rough couple of days.
Yeah, thanks, James, for that.
Yeah, quite a rough couple of days. Does Laffy brush her hair before sleep?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I just imagine like you just kind of watching her like brush her hair before she gets into bed.
There's a
and you're,
lot
like,
of it.
Yeah, she's there like all day. You're like, "Ugh."
It's like, no, Laffy's brushing it, looks like holding the end of it, just like mindless, it's like not really paying attention, but just like
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah, flower gleam and glow.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So you start drifting off to sleep. Because you've had a real day. That book that you were given by Lily, like you flick through it, say it's brand new. There's nary a crease in it. It's really common to find a kid's book. And what do you do with it? Do you like put it on your bedside table, or do you do anything with it, or do you place it anywhere?
I think I put. I think maybe she'd read it tonight to go to bed, or just like before bed. And then maybe I don't think she'd. I think she'd take it with her. I think she'd put it in her backpack rather than the bag of holding.
Okay.
So just to have it with her. But I guess like for now it'd be on the bedside table tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So you are going to keep it with you then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I expect you to leave it. That's fine. But yeah, you start drifting off, and unusually for you, your drifting into sleep isn't the hell war that it has been. You're watching Laffy brush her hair. It's very warm in your room. Like Rusty's like asleep in the corner. Like I don't know, he's like dragged in some pillows and is just curled up in the pillows in the corner.
I bought when I was out. I bought Rusty a dog bed.
Yeah, dog bed. Yeah. And he's asleep in the room. Like I don't know, chewing on something. I don't know what he's doing. But he's asleep in the corner already. Poor little guy was tuckered plumb out.
Bless him.
And you start drifting off, and there's quite serene, and your memories. You've been thinking a lot about that conversation you'd had with Swan, the weird. The fact you kind of come back to some of the moments in that dream, but the moments that weren't filled with like horror, like Lily's body isn't there, though. You can. The memory of it's still there. She's not there. There's these moments that you're seeing of like victories for a change that are kind of unusual. Like the battles are hard fought, and you're seeing these battles unfold, but you're seeing these armies of the undead being pushed back by this radiant figure, this elven woman, where she's got these beautiful elven features, this long hair that's cascading down, this thick what's it called? The armor she's wearing, this plate armor that's just rippling off her, and it seems that she's glowing through the cracks of this armor. And the hair's falling down, and you grab it, and it looks just like Laffy. Like it fills the same like part of your heart that Laffy fills, except this one, when you see Laffy, she's looking at you. She's smiling. She's often like putting on this happy facade. It's quite unusual to see her really sad. This figure here has got this. Even though it's got her face, she's much more stoic. She's like hiding, like keeping her emotions in check. But you can see there's this concern behind her eyes when people start falling and dying, that she wants to protect them, and she glows brighter. And these people who are faltering and failing in the fight against the undead are bolstered with this fresh energy, this fresh resolve, and the undead are falling back in front of her. These zombies, ghasts and ghouls are literally just melting away in the beaming light that is emanating from her face, from her hair, from the cracks in her armor. The shield she carries is this bright image of the moon with these stars all around it that's glowing, and this emanation, this turn undead, is focusing through and just looking at this person, this not Laffy. It fills you with hope, it fills you with resolve, and it fills you with like the knowledge that this battle can be won. And as they're striding ahead of you, pushing back these figures, you see Runo next to you, this strong but quite like say, middle-aged elven man with this fresh scar on his eyes, and he's smiling, looking at this one behind you. And he, as you reach down, you pass him this very, very distinctive and curved dagger. You hand it over to
I
him. He
pass it.
smiles and nods. Yeah, well, the you in the dream.
Sorry, in the dream. Yeah,
In the dream, yeah. You pass him this this very ornate dagger. The figure you're seeing in the right room, he smiles as the image changes from the as it does in dreams. The logic changes from this open battle. You're inside this this concave room again, and this figure, this bright figure that's glowing, is stood over this table that you can't quite make out what's on the table. Runo smiles and takes the dagger and plunges it into Laffy's back. And there's this explosion of light, and there's this joy inside you as her light falters. And
wait, so I mean, I'm gonna write laugh. Right, Rhea.
You can write not Laffy if you want.
Not.
But this figure that looks exactly like her, you see it as Runo plunges the knife into her back, and you are filled with the knowledge of like a job well done. And yeah, then you like kind of snap awake as Laffy probably finishes brushing her hair.
Whoa, what was that? Are you okay? Bad dream?
Is it? Hold on. Is it daytime, or was that just like a few seconds?
That was you like drifting off.
Okay, like that point where you're like,
yeah.
So I think I just fell asleep for a second.
What was it? Bad again?
It was different. It was mostly it felt mostly okay. Victories, and there was a lot about Rhea. She was there a lot. Seeing her striding forward and helping people win battles.
Mhm.
Or at least in the dream, I had given Runa. Do you remember I'm talking about Runa? I've mentioned him.
Is that the guy that we have to go?
Yeah, the guy they have to go and get from where I grew up. I handed him a dagger. Do you say it's like an ornate?
It's like basically in the dream you gave him this like curved dagger, handed it to him, knowing full well what he was going to do with it, and like you gladly gave it to him. Like, give it to him.
Gave him a sort of curved, ornate dagger, and then the dream shifted, and I think was it the same room that I've had the other dreams in?
Yeah,
that cave room. Okay. Yeah. I've mentioned that room, that cave that I was in a few times. I was there, and Rhea, it's so weird, she looks exactly like you, was there, and Runo.
It's okay.
Stabbed her in the back.
Oh.
And in the dream, I was happy about it.
I'm sorry. Have I made you mad?
No.
Okay. No. Okay.
No.
Just checking. You don't want to stab me, right?
No.
Okay. Cool. Just.
No, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's kind of.
But from
unnerving.
From everything else, everything else I've got with the dreams, that must have happened.
Did she know? Or was it like a?
Did I get a look of her face when that happened?
No.
I'm unsure. Don't know.
The only reason I ask is because in the story of Miranda, she sacrificed herself.
That's the story you've been told, yeah.
Would I know it any differently than that or not? Do you
I'll
want me to
say
do a
the
history
minute
check?
no. I'll say the
Okay.
minute no.
That makes me nervous.
I'm sure it's nothing.
It's definitely something.
I mean, it could be your subconscious, telling you about Nafi. If Freya looks like me, maybe that's why you were happy to stab her.
Wolf's just shaking her head.
Okay, I'm not good at this.
The only thing that's telling me is that when we see Bruno, we're going to have a conversation with him.
And if these
Oh, what if he... Oh,
sisters-
wait. How's he react to seeing you?
Yeah. So she looks just like me?
It was almost exact.
Huh. Well, that's... You won't let him stab me, right? Okay,
No,
cool.
no, I will not.
Just don't give him any curved daggers, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I won't. I
She
think
like
we'll just...
gulps.
Yeah, we'll just pull that in for a hug. Just stay closer to me, please.
Okay.
And just kiss her.
Oh.
Okay. I think we're going to leave it there.